is Mado, and I'm the founder of the Method Awakening Games, because I believe that the way, we need to go on this journey of awakening and ascension is by playing. And I also believe that we are our own self-healers, our own gurus, our own guides. And at some point we can just, adopt tools or techniques from people that have gone through the process and have helped others because they've helped themselves first. And if that, method and teaching resonates with us, then we can use it for a while until we feel that that's not for us anymore and we could choose something else. Or maybe it finally is for us and we can use it. It all depends on how we intuitively feel that something resonates with us or not. So yeah, and if we are needing of somebody to hold space with a lot of love and presence, healers and coaches, again, that we intuitively believe that resonate with us, can be part of our journey. So I'm here for you if you feel that you'd need some presence and space so that you can actually connect with the true you by going through the triggers, through the blocks, through whatever it is that is unloved, so we can actually grow exponentially on a one-to-one session. And I also have a free it's a free course that you can try out. I'll be linking in the description box. And it's actually taking us to the worst case scenario, to our fears, basically, because everything that the way we are, programmed in survival is actually avoiding fear of being abandoned, rejected, fear of fear, right? Feeling fear. So everything is fear and love. And then from fear, we have the fear of getting rejected, abandoned, hurt, sad, the fear of feeling sadness. There's a fear of everything, which basically creates resistance. And if we are resisting to the shadow part of ourselves, we're also resisting to the light part of ourselves, and we're actually resisting growth, integration, healing, and becoming who we really are, becoming whole, and experiencing, as we are becoming more and more whole, our fulfilled life. So that's what we're holding back on, as long as we are not willing to go to whatever we are afraid of, which basically we resist to. And so it's been a while since the last time I created a video, and I went through COVID. It was the first time I went through it, and it was a beautiful journey and a challenging and difficult one. Why? Because it wasn't only the physical thing that, I had the long COVID one, so I was really tired. Physically, I was really tired, but also emotionally. But the gift that I got, because I'm going to talk about the gift and then I'm going to talk about the difficulty, because there is never one without the other. You've seen yin and yang, darkness and light. They always go together. The only thing is to look at how we can actually, flow with whatever's happening. Whether it is we judge it as negative or positive, it doesn't really matter, right? It's there for a purpose. It's only there for us to remember to open up to more of love. So the gift of it all was that I was able to really, at the core, on a deeper level than ever before, because we're always healing in layers, right? I was able to really feel the injustice of being victimized, of me victimizing myself and others victimizing me, right? And where I villainized others and they villainized themselves, right? So this drama triangle that I've been playing for such a long time, for so many years, I was able to actually go into the core of my unworthiness wound, the wound that says that others are not to be trusted, because I'm a fearful avoidant attachment style, going into secure more and more. So I have both the anxious and the avoidant, and I'm able to understand both perspectives and the dynamics. So you see, so I was able to go into this core wound because I understood that for fearful avoidant, I would attach myself energetically to other people, not want to let them go, thinking and believing that they will save me. But this was really suppressed and repressed. I was not really aware of it on the conscious level. And then as my avoidance side would say I'm better off without them, I don't need them. and look at their negatives and see how much better I am than them. So I had those two aspects. And when we make our growth and our self-love number one, we prioritize that as being the most important, we actually start taking people down from the pedestal. And actually doing that is allowing us to move from the victim position, because if we have people on a pedestal, we are putting ourselves in the victim position where we are the damsel in distress, wanting to be saved by the hero, the potential hero. And if this potential hero cannot save us, which they never could anyway, this is the process of healing and awakening and ascending, then they become the villains in our narrative and we become the victims. So we reenact the childhood wounding again and again until we decide to become our own superhero for our inner child. So for this beautiful long month, I realized that I was very angry, for the men in my life. So I was angry at the masculine side of me, the masculine energy, which I'll explain in a bit how we can actually find it within, as you see. I felt like this anger finally coming out because I allowed to feel that I was treated unfairly and poorly, and how I'm not wanting this experience and I want the other experience, right? I don't want to be talked down to, ignored, neglected, and all these other, traits that the wounded masculine has. And that I want more and more love, presence, which I also have both, right? It's never only one, but now I was able to go deeper, because the more we heal, you see the wound, the more we are able to heal, the more we are actually unveiling the wound and actually recognizing it. So, I would not be able to have seen what doesn't work if I was not able to actually, go and find me on a deeper level and hold my inner child and be with my inner child and support myself and speak up and put boundaries. So every time I go on a deeper layering of healing, I'm actually calling in the polarities, the whatever is not that, is not loving. So I'm trying to find this word now that is not coming up, but it's going to come up as I let go of wanting to remember it. So contrast, that's it. So the more I am, ready and I'm calling in more of contrast so I can be more integrated with myself, contrast shows up. Whereas before, where I may have been available for one part of contrast and not the other. So the other part I would have, hid in my shadow, suppressed it in my subconscious. This is what we do because we need to take healing step by step. We want to be able to experience, and process emotions and feelings, and then integrate them, rest, and then go on. That's a loving way I feel that I have chosen. And if we want to go faster and we feel like we have that energy to meet more of who we are, we can actually expedite that. It's always in our hands. We just need to ask for it, right? So throughout this whole month, I was able to allow to feel my anger, the sacred anger. So I believe that there's three types of anger: one that is suppressed, one that is projected, and the other one that is sacred anger, which is the healing one. And the healing one is, you see, many avoidants may confuse that, because we tend to not project our anger as much, maybe very rarely on occasions in explosive ways, which is out of the blue and it's rare. But mostly we were suppressing our anger. And when we project our anger, making us, the victims and making the other person the villain of our narrative in the drama triangle, we are not healing. So maybe there's the belief that, yes, I feel my anger and I express it, and that's good. But how good is it if this is, this is repetitive, right? This programming, I continuously get angry, I continuously project my anger, I repeatedly feel this burning sensation going up to my head, and this, my heart palpitations going up. How healthy is it for our body and our nervous system? And then when we suppress it, when we get those, that we numb ourselves to our anger, and then we resent ourselves for not having stood up and spoken up and put our boundaries, and then we have the ruminating thoughts. How healthy is that when we can have told ourselves another lie on that spectrum, that it was not something that important, or look at how well I controlled myself and I did not react like they did. Usually the avoidants think that they are better than others because they're able to mask their anger, therefore suppressing it again to the subconscious. Now, these two dynamics that are unhealed usually tend to come and meet each other. So there's the more aggressive types that are projecting aggression, and the more aggressive types that are suppressing aggression, that are more in the defense mode. So they're defensive, they're aggressive, and they come and they play the dynamics out. And so I have been more on the defensive side, suppressing my anger. So now when I was ready to actually, go into more self-responsibility and integration and love and reveal more of who I am, I was able to get into that anger. And this anger that is the healing one, that is the third one, is actually when we allow to experience the anger. So there's one part of us that is feeling the anger and is allowing to want to feel it with no shame, no blame. And of course, this is a learning process because there will be shame and blame at the beginning. And then there's this other part of ourselves that is the present, that is the adult. So there's the inner child and there's the adult. And we are witnessing in the same moment the anger, and we're holding space for it to be fully felt and moved through the body. So I can show you how to do this. If you want, you could start with my free course. You can DM me and we can have a 30-minute call to see if we can work together. I would love to share with you how we do this. It actually is something that, okay, so everybody has their own, wound and their own, main fears. So I was one to be very afraid of my anger. I was so afraid of my anger because I've been shamed all my life for being responsible for everybody else. So I felt like if I actually felt anger, things would go wrong and somebody would get hurt. So I would hold it, I would really control my anger. And so now allowing to feel and heal through it was a very, very liberating journey. I also adopted an amazing other habit. I've become, until now, a winter swimmer in Greece. I'm in Athens, Greece, so I go and swim with my brother. During the day, we live in I live in one house, he lives on top, and we have created that space so we can share some time together and go swimming in November. So it's really cool. And by allowing, just to go back to sacred anger, the healing anger, what's happening is I'm able to, speak up, say what I want, what I don't want, what I like, what I don't like, ask for what I want with a lot more ease than ever before. And I'm able to put boundaries in a loving way, not in a defensive way, not in an aggressive way, or not in a fake way. I've allowed to be more fully me. So this is it for this video. I don't want to make them too long. Please DM me if you have any questions. I'd love to create content for you, and see you on the next video.